Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. As always, I am Robert Villa, and with me, David Rodriguez and Rudy Lara. How's it going, fellas?
What's going on, Roberto?
Oh, man, just chilling like a villain on this Thursday night. David, you are still muted, my friend. There you go.
Now we can hear you.
Now we can hear you, David.
Back on.
How's it going, man?
Yeah. Well, another day in the books. It was good to be back Thursday night. Our partner co-host up north couldn't make it, unfortunately, Mark. So if you're listening, what up, Mark? With the three amigos here to take care of business tonight.
Hell to the yes. Guys, we have an awesome show tonight. We have a lot to talk about. But before we get to that, do my intro. Quick shout out to HKA USA. Go to hkusa.com. Show some love. They show Fight Book MMA a lot of love. Support them. They support a lot of fighters. Like I always say, every single Thursday night. Do that. Go buy their stuff. Do my intro. Quick shout out to good HKA, shit, man. You even buy some Fight Book MMA gloves. We got boxing gloves and MMA. So go buy them. Also, to our friends at Fight TV, they've been showing a lot of love to Fight Book MMA. I am still in talks about getting our show back on there. They are doing a lot of revamp on a lot of people, so it's taking longer than expected, but they are showing a lot of love to us, especially on Twitter. Flow Combat as well, and to Sprint T and MMA TV, and all our partners that we work with. Go check them out. And to UMMAAF as well. Go to fightbookmma.com and you can click on all those tabs to show your support to them. Quick rundown of what's happening this week. We have a lot of events happening starting tomorrow. on the MMA, kickboxing, grappling, Muay Thai category. March 10th, we have Bellator 292, Nurmagomedov versus Henderson. It's going to be a badass fight right there. Also, LFA 154, Fernando versus Silva, live on Fight, NFC 153. Also, PFL 2023 Light Heavyweights Challenger Series, Week 7. On March 11th, our friends out there at Combate Global, they are back, guys. Combate Global 61. That's going to be on their new time slot, Saturday nights, guys. March 11th as well. Battle Arena 1, that is streaming live on Fightbook MMA. So go to the MMA TV and you'll get to see the live stream only on our website and nowhere else. Go to the website if you want to see Battle Arena. It's going to be a good event. And it's cheap. We don't get any of that money. We just get the live streams and we get the to be able to host it on the website. So go support MMA TV Network. They show a lot of love to us too. And of course, UFC Fight Night 221, Jan versus Davishvili. We will be breaking down that main event card. I don't know how to say his last name.
Davishvili.
Davishvili.
Yeah. Georgian.
Also live on Fight, Shamrock FC 344. Dynasty Combat Sports St. Patty Showdown 2023, also on Fight. And Glory 84, Champ versus Champ. That one is going to be a banger. So don't miss out on Glory Kickboxing. And of course, on Fight, on the 12th, Grapple Kings Night, Ireland versus Wales.
And
In the
folks,
boxing,
if you're not watching all of that, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I know, right? In the boxing bare knuckle slap fighting category, we have Power Slap 1, Darius the Destroyer versus Wolverine. Don't miss that event. It's going to be live on Rumble. Also live on ESPN Plus in Paris, France. Tony Yoka versus Carlos Takam. This is a 10-rounder in the heavyweight division. And in the zone, live in Liverpool, England, Diego Pacheco versus Jack Cullen. This is another 10-rounder in the super middleweight division. And on the 12th, live on Showtime in Sydney, Australia, this is going to be a title fight. Tim, I don't know how to say the last name, Tisayu versus Tony Harrison. This is a 12-rounder. They are fighting for the WBO junior middleweight interim title. Yeah. So like I said, there's a lot of action happening this weekend, starting tomorrow. Don't miss out, guys. It's gonna you know what, man, this lineup for the weekend, it's fucking awesome. I mean, it's a lot of fights and it's gonna be badass.
And if you're not watching every single second of every single round of every single fight, I don't know what
you're not a real fight
fan.
Not a real fight fan.
And your boy right here is going to be covering Fight World MMA. That is also happening this weekend. I will be there cage side. And what's cool, this is the first time that any media is going to be allowed to be cage side. I got the call last night from the promoter, and he said, hey, we want you cage side. And your boy is also going to be giving the medals to all the winners that night. So
badass.
Hell yeah, man.
And I'll be live at the Power Slap event. So, if you're not watching that Power Slap event, you're not a real slap fan.
You're not a real slap fan. So again, tomorrow I will have the live stream for the weigh-ins for Fight World MMA. Our friend Amber Brown, Sterling. There's just like so many fighters here in town. They're going to be fighting on the card. So
Yep.
if you're here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, or the surrounding areas,
El Burque.
go and go and support your local fighters, your local events. Fight World MMA is not just a local event. These JJ and company, they put on a fantastic event, especially in the new venue at Rebel. So go check them out, and who knows, you might see me on TV.
Hey, and Rob, while you're out there, you might as well ask our boy Tim Means. I heard Nick Diaz is looking for an opponent. We've been talking about that fight. They need to just book that shit already, right? Like, come on now.
Hell yeah,
Time is
man.
now.
The time is now. I'm going to talk to our boy Dodson, see if I can get the brothers on the show, because I know Dodson is going back to Ryzen to fight.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we'll see if we can make that happen before he gets out there and gets another W. So yeah, guys, like I said, a lot of happening this weekend. I'm going to be busy doing a lot of the live results tomorrow for LFA, PFL, probably be doing Glory, and of course, Fight World MMA. So, yeah, guys. All right, fellas, let's get to it. UFC 285 happened this weekend. The GOAT has returned. John Jones winning the heavyweight title. And as I called it last week, and Mew. Shevchenko gets dethroned.
I didn't get to call it. Unfortunately, I was taken out the show, but it's all good. I'll
Sorry,
follow
man.
up nicely.
Yes,
After
you did.
Bill, our guest on, it was a great guest talking to Bill B. Hill. But yeah, history was made last weekend. It seems to happen a lot, like lately Mexico, Rob. Like I know you're always rooting for the Mexican fighters. Kind of seen it coming just a bit. Like Valentina Shevchenko seemed very overconfident, just overlooking Alexa Grasso. But what a moment! She achieved the. I mean, Shevchenko is unbeatable, right? Until last Saturday. So props to Alexa Grasso.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, she had some close fights. Great champion. She had multiple title defenses. That's going to happen. But on this night, had it gone to the cards, you never know. Alexa Grasso made sure it didn't, and pretty nasty stuff, man, to solidify the championship belt. So, and new, like you said, Rob.
Well, not to throw a wrench in that whole fucking parade, man, but how much of a factor do you think the ref stopping them and standing them up played into that fight, man? Do you think it would have changed the outcome had he not stood him up? I mean, that was kind of weird, you know. He did it fast.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Would it have changed anything? Probably not, because I mean, there were moments in there that Alexa was defending. She was holding her own. I mean, if they would have lasted through the entire round of Alexa being on the ground, maybe that would have played a factor in it with the judge's eyes and the scorecard, seeing that Shevchenko was controlling the fight, having Alexa on the ground, Shevchenko being on top, trying to put some submission moves, or even trying to do her ground and pound like she's known to do with those elbows. Yeah, I mean, of course, it could have changed the outcome with the scorecards. As far as finishing Alexa, that's I don't know. I don't know if that would have happened.
I think,
like I said,
it would have just made it gone to a decision, and
yeah,
I think Grasso
exactly.
probably would have won, man, because she was winning.
She was
most of that.
She
fight.
was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as far as like if the ref stood him up quick, it's a toss up.
It was weird though,
right?
It was
weird. It was weird, but we don't see what the ref sees. I mean, we only see what the camera gives us and the angles that these camera guys in the UFC wants us to watch.
You know, hats off to the cameraman, UFC 285, Amanda Ribas, Tabitha Ricci. Me and my dad are just watching, like, this is awesome. I like MMA.
Let me clear that drool real quick.
Yeah, overall, was this card like a 9, Rudy, though, or what was it? Would you grade it, bro?
Dude, it's a solid 10 for me because
Hell yes.
John Jones, the GOAT. I call him John Jote. John Jones, the GOAT,
John
has
Jones.
returned, and he made short, easy work out of out of Serial Gone, dude, and it was hilarious, man. It was quick,
Yeah.
it was fast, it looked, and just the look on DC's face was hilarious, bro. He did, have you seen that? Like
Yeah.
the Booth's reaction, he's just there like, what happened? Looked a
Like
little jealous.
he didn't know what the fuck to think.
But yeah, seeing
And
Serial
being
Gone
volatile.
lose, it just cracks me up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what, man? That whole week and after the show, you know, I got people telling me, oh, Gone is gonna, you know, manhandle John Jones. Cyril Gone is the true heavyweight and blah blah blah. He's got the most power. He is going to control the fight and take John Jones down. I'm like, first of all, chill out on the taking John Jones down. That's kind of hard to do. As far as power wise, maybe. I don't know because it wasn't shown and it wasn't displayed. But for them to say that Cyril Gahn is going to be able to toss John Jones around like a rag doll, I mean, come on, guys, please. Those are the type of comments that a casual fan says.
That's a casual talk, bro. That's a total
That's
casual.
it's
100%.
exactly what I just said. It's a casual fan talking shit that don't know what they're saying, don't know what MMA is, don't understand what John Jones is able to do at light, heavy, middle. It doesn't matter. He's going to dominate.
Hey, but the casual fan did not know and give full credit to Mystic Cringe, Henry Cejudo, who helped John Jones along the way in the training camp. Pretty much called it to the T and in Albuquerque at Joel Jackson's gym. I know if you all seen that footage of him working the wrestling for John Jones, ran the last practice. So yeah, man, Jones always been just a powerful guy, like not necessarily the guy who knocks you out. Early in his day, he had the helicopter elbow KOs, always had some nasty submissions, and apparently this camp, like he was totally dialed in and laser focused, and that's a dangerous John Jones, man. Given like Gone, yeah, he hasn't had too many fights. At heavyweight, he was the interim champion, but as far as opponents wise, like Jones is beating the greatest fighters at light hit. Well, now Daniel Cormier, of course, double champ. Jones joins the rankings of the double champion crew in the UFC, but impressive stuff. It's kind of like what we didn't see, you know, what we will hopefully see against Stipe, right? Because Dana White says Dana's book fights the night of the card, but it kind of happened the way they planned it to, right? There you go.
Don't you just love how people question his goatness, and they bring his goatness into question by bringing up the past alleged drug abuse and substance abuse, performance enhancing drug abuse. We're talking picograms here, folks.
We are. And the only significant shot that Cyril Gahn did in that fight, it was the first 7 seconds, was kicking Jones in the balls.
Yep.
That's it. That's the only shot
he had. Ball kicker.
But the other complete pyramid take that, like, I mean, I couldn't have thought of it better myself, but it happened the night of the fight, day after, is it was a work. Or Gahn went in there and laid down for Jones. But honestly, I don't think so. John's just, I mean, great camp. Everything he was saying was pretty much all the right things you want to hear from Jones. But it just wasn't the night for Gahn. I think Luke Thomas was talking about it. I forget the coach of Cyril Gahn used to be Ngannou's coach. And just his fighters prepping him for a big fight, a big title fight where Ngannou looked like shit against Stipe, remember? And then he goes out there, Gahn, in the biggest fight of his career against the GOAT, and he lays a fucking egg, you know? So I don't know. It's kind of where he bounces back from here is where I see and where Gahn will go. He may come back on a 5-fight winning streak, maybe challenge Jones again, but I don't know. You guys think he sticks around for a while? I mean, he is still super young in the sport.
I think so, man. I think Gahn is not going to go anywhere. You know, he made a healthy paycheck that night. It was just wasn't his night. It wasn't his night.
Pavlovich.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
a good fight right there. It would be a definite comeback fight for after this loss to fight Pavlovich. I mean,
That's a
that's a
fight to
good
make,
call
dude.
right there.
The fight to make
Yeah,
for the next title shot after Stipe and Jones.
yeah,
yeah. You
and
can't forget
have
about
them
Curtis
fight.
Blades, though.
Just say that's true right there, man.
Yeah, he's forever going to be ducked for the shot. But eventually, I see Jones having to fight Stipe maybe twice. Pavlovich for sure. I want to see that fight. I think the entire MMA community wants to see Pavlovich in there against Jones because, in fact, he may be that guy, the fucking Chris Weidman that just knocks off the goat. You know what I mean? He just knocks him clean out. But props to John Jones, man. We've been talking about it. We waited for 3 years. We talk about him every show we do, and he's the man. He's the baddest man in the world. So seems like he's in a good place mentally. Hopefully, he's distanced himself from a lot of shitty people that have been around his crew or whatever in Albuquerque. But man, till anybody asks me who's the GOAT, I always tell them I've seen them all lose except for John Jones, and that still is the case in 2023, the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, man. Um, it's just it's funny that you get these people that talk down on John Jones. Yeah, I mean, all the shit that he went through outside of the cage, that's his own fault. It's the people he was surrounded with. After his in ring interview, um, you could see a change in him.
Yeah.
The way he was talking and how he was thankful for the people that was surrounding him to prepare for him for this fight. Um, Beyonce was there. It was nice. It was awesome to see this John Jones in there, and for him to give his fight bonus to the community here
Oh,
in New
yeah.
Mexico, in Albuquerque. I mean, that right there in itself is huge. Um, is it going to redeem himself? Maybe a little bit, because he made 6 million that night, so 50,000 fight bonus to give away to the community here in Albuquerque.
I don't think there's really
That's
anything to
huge.
redeem, bro. You know,
I don't think so either.
he's done shit in
Including,
his past. Everybody's done shit in their past that they
Yeah,
regret.
yeah.
It's part of growing up.
including,
And it's pretty cool, man, because we've seen this dude grow up and
mm,
seen this last John Jones just so dialed in, focused, like David was saying. It
Yeah,
just
man.
shows how much he's grown, bro. You could see that he's matured, and it's good to see that, man. That's the John Jones I want to see. Um, he seems like he's got his head on straight, and I'm excited
Hmm.
to see what's in store for the next fight against Stipe, man.
Yeah, I don't think Stipe has a chance.
yeah, well, picking the fight this far out, no disrespect to Stipe Miocic, been there and done that at heavyweight, but I'm not picking against John Jones. I didn't get a chance to pick him last week, but of course, you guys know I was riding with Jones. Like the money was on Gone. Like you're just crazy as fuck and just bet $1 million on Gone. I thought he was gonna win. Well, you're a betting man and you're better than me. You know more than I do, I guess. So, but it didn't happen. History was
Hey,
made.
but
Oh,
Drake made some good cash that night.
hey, wow. Drake finally figured out that you gotta kind of man. Everybody knew John Jones was gonna take shit over Saturday night. It was just in the air. You know what I mean?
Right?
Especially after Alexa Grasso, I know we're gonna work down the card.
Yeah, yeah,
Anything
yeah.
may
Alexa
occur.
Grasso, man.
And I
Hell
mean,
yes.
that fight, or we talked about it, Rob, in the Bull Arena in Mexico. Dana White, Sean Shelby, you guys got to build the fucking Bull Arena in Mexico. Whatever you got to do to get all those champions on one card, possibly. So
Yeah, that would be amazing, bro. This is that's awesome, dude. That UFC has what, 3 Mexican champs now?
And if
yeah,
possible four with Aldana, hell
like
yes.
imagine when they do have it happen, like Yair against Volkanovski, and you got Volkanovski walking around in like Mexican attire and shit or whatever during the fight week embedded. I can see it now, like because that's the fight, Volkanovski and Yair. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they rerun. Um, I don't think they do the rematch right away. I think he fights one more time if he doesn't retire, right?
Yeah.
So, but moving down the card, my predicted GOAT that I've been telling you guys for a couple of years now, Shavkat Rachmanov finally got some shine. Good with Jeff Neal, took some fucking hard shots. Like he has a chin. Shavkat displayed the chin that I didn't know he had, but he's gonna have to have it. His fights going forward. Jeff Neal came in bad weight cut. Shavkat took the fight, took the extra 20%, and that guy's one fight away from the title.
Hell
Am
yeah,
I wrong?
man. No, totally right, man.
This Asian
He's
Tom Brady, Tim Means looking motherfucker.
Does he fight Chimaev is the fight, right, Rudy? I think we talked about it once. We threw it out there, but I mean, can Chimaev make 170 is the question, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
And
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. That dude just rubs me the wrong way, man. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. Right now, I don't.
Right now, nobody does.
You know what's another fight that's a blessing to the MMA gods, possibly like it may be a challenge that Shavkat may have to go through is fucking Stephen Thompson. Like what kind of crazy fucking real blood sport shit kind of matchup would that be?
Man,
a great matchup.
That would be a very, very good
Rockman likes to
matchup.
stand and bang.
Hell yeah.
And if there's ever a fighter that could be Frank Dukes, that's an American, because I used to always say GSP is like a real life Frank Dukes, but Stephen Thompson, is he not Frank Dukes, right?
Yeah. Quick shout out to the guys there on chat. Hyder, what's up, man? And future champ, bare knuckle future champ, Mr. Kai Stewart. We're actually going to have Mr. Kai Stewart on our show soon. As soon as he signs his bare knuckle contract, we'll get him on and talk about his upcoming fight. So shout out, Kai. Thanks for jumping on, man, and on the chat, and Hyder as well. Really appreciate it. And Mark and Jared, everybody out there listening, thank you so much. If you guys have any questions for us, just put it in the chat here, guys. And if you want to jump on, send you the link.
Hey, and I think Rudy, your favorite fighter. I know you've been high on Mateusz Gamrot for several years. I know he was a previous killer in KSW. Man, was that? I mean, that's a matchup. Like Jalen Turner has been a straight killer, and for this fight to be as close as it was, I mean, you couldn't ask for like a styles mixed fight matchup with Gamrot, man. I mean, I love Jalen Turner. Seen him come and rise up the rankings, but man, Gamrot is super legit, man.
Yeah, man, that was a great fucking fight. One of my favorite fights of the night. Jalen Turner he put it on Gamrot, man, and hats off to Gamrot, dude. He had a huge reach disadvantage, and you could see it. You could see it on him, man. Jalen brought it to him, bro. I thought it was a great fight, man. It could have gone either way.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. Great fucking fight.
Mm-hmm. And for Gamrot to win by split decision, that tells you a lot about Jalen Turner, man.
Yeah, I mean, it could. Big Gamrot is possible title talks, you know, with that win. Turner on the same note had he got the nod, so he'll be back, man. Like he's had a good run, you know what I mean? And this matchup was everything for him. I mean, ranking wise, they're top 10 material, both them guys. Even at 55, for as deep as a top level talent is in that division. Mateusz Gamrot's going to be a guy chiseled in at a fight night main event or a title eliminator in the next two fights. So.
Mm-hmm.
But a favorite fight of the night, though, Rob, it had to have been. I don't want to skip over Bo Nickel because that was just what we thought Bo Nickel was going to do. But our favorite fight of the night, Cody Garbrandt and Trevin Jones, right? Everybody's favorite fight.
That was a sandwich fight of the night, bro.
Dude, that fight was fucking boring, bro.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Cody Garbrandt is not the same as the one that we saw when he fought Dominic Cruz.
Hey, I'm not hating on Garbrandt. I'm not talking shit. The fucking fans were booing the hell out of this fight.
Yeah, bro. The fans were booing the hell out of that fight. It was boring. I kind of just tuned it out. My favorite fight of the night was the Gary fight. Gary versus Keenan Song.
Man.
He beat the shit out of him for 3 rounds and then knocked him out. That was nice.
The first round was a little bit shaky. Gary got hurt, but he just came back. It was throwing so many techniques at him, high, low, mid, cracking him with huge shots, and then the finishing sequence, Gary just put it on him. He had that cardio. I mean, I know the fight was probably going to go 3 rounds, but Ian Gary just turned it up in that 3rd round and put him away. And I mean, he's finishing fights, man, and he's calling out everybody. He's the next Conor McGregor, right? He did the McGregor strut. He's
Yeah,
using the
and
mic right now.
everybody, yeah, and everybody is like, they're like how he said, everybody's comparing me to Conor McGregor. Well, I
So,
mean, you do have those tendencies.
hey, and as far as our boys over the pond in Ireland and Emmett and Ross and them, like I heard of Ian Gary through them. You know what I mean? I never knew about
Uh-huh.
him, and then
Yep.
he came on and here he is now. So super happy for the dude, and man, his style is a problem, man, for anybody that he fights for sure. And down the same note, another guy that I've heard of, or that I know Ross and Emmett and Scott are very high, is Dricus Duplessis.
Oh,
Guy is
dude.
real deal too, right? Apparently, he gets Derek Brunson out of there. That guy's a killer, man.
Yeah,
There's only
Brunson,
one
bro. I think
second
Brunson.
left, man.
I think Brunson beat himself, man. Like that dude gassed out by the second round.
Yep.
He was like exhausted, bro. He's passing out on his feet. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's the ticket to a title shot in the past 10 years of the 85 division. You beat Derek Brunson, you get the title shot. So it'll be interesting to see who they do Dricus Duplessis. Like he could fight fucking Whitaker, he could fight Adesanya. You know what I mean? Like say Adesanya loses his next fight to Pereira, I wouldn't be surprised if they do Duplessis or against Strickland. Crazy motherfucker Sean Strickland, throw it against Duplessis. Do it. Right?
Yeah.
You always throw the matchups out there. See, we know you're listening, so let's see is
Yeah,
that chisels
yeah,
himself in
UFC.
top.
If you freaking book them, then you know you got it from us.
Straight
Damn
up.
you.
But Rudy, you mentioned Amanda Ribas and
Oh,
Viviana Rajo.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah.
Tabitha Ricci. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Those are beautiful women.
Yeah.
dude,
I enjoy watching them fight.
Amanda Ribas, bro, she was just dominating that fight, man.
He's a scrapper.
She's a scrapper. She is. I mean, yeah, she got hit. Vivian did what she had to do, but she was just, on all the scorecards, unanimous decision win. Good on
Ribas
her.
fights. I love how she fights so angry. That's what's
Mhm.
like best about her style too, because kind of reminds me of like another Brazilian, well, Mackenzie Dern, but she doesn't
Oh
fight
yeah.
angry anymore. When Dern used to fight out angry as fuck, he'd be snapping girls' arms off. So hopefully she
Yeah.
returns to that form.
And then when she gets her win and she's got to talk, she's like this squeaky little girl with happy as can be,
Yeah, she's so happy.
excited,
Yeah,
like,
she's
all
always smiling.
excited. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, I
And
love
Tabitha
Amanda.
Ricci, man, wow.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but to win
Mm-hmm.
the way she did by armbar against Panay.
Bro, Tabitha Ricci, I mean, I told you, man, I was scouting her Instagram, and dude, this woman, you should see just the kind of training she does.
Oh, I know.
There's no way in hell Jessica Panay is doing that type of training. Just
No.
intense training, bro. That woman is intense, bro. She's intense. Um, Nothing but great things to say about Ricci. I think her work ethic, bro, and just how hard she trains. She's if she can out train you, bro, she's gonna beat your ass. And most of these
Yeah.
girls they put in front of her, she's gonna beat their asses.
Yeah, man, she was.
And I think it's probably
she put
safe
in a
to
lot of
say
work, man.
Jessica Penne, Pink Slip, right?
Probably we'll probably see Penny and on the Twitter feed of people off the roster.
Yeah, the MMA fighter removed or
Yeah,
whatever that. Yeah, roster watch. You're right. Yeah.
the roster watch.
But
Oh man,
I mean, my official grade of the card, boys, is I'd have to say it's like a 9, man. You guys know how harsh I am on these cards, So a
yeah,
9 is
that's
fair.
pretty good, man. Coming from you, that's a good grade.
From top to bottom, I think if they let John Jones go in the cage with that toe tape, they would have made it a 10. But I wanted to get back to that topic with the toe tape controversy. Like Jones even went further and said that he won't compete if he's not allowed to tape his toes because he made like a cast or so, and that's the portion that he cut off entering the cage. And good thing it wasn't like a shitstorm with the NSAC where they just like, well, you're not gonna fight. I don't care if it's John Jones or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But going forward, wherever they fight, they may have to book it in Colorado. I know Colorado has like their different types of rules that they adapt. They're gonna have one championship soon, Rob, where
Yep.
happens in one. It's a little bit
Yep.
different, but that's what Colorado's about. That's why a lot of up and coming promotions book fights there, especially what is it? What's the promotion, Rob? That's pretty active up there. I mean, there's a prospects coming out of Colorado too. So, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I can't remember the name, but our boy Joe Coca, he likes to
Sparta. Is it Sparta?
he reps out there a lot.
Yeah, that's where I see. That's why I see a lot of their feed, and they're always active as officials there in several different promotions. So they
Mm-hmm.
just adapt different rule sets, and it's a state by state thing where Vegas is a little bit different. Where Jones showed up with toe tape, and they're like, no, well that ain't gonna happen. You got to chop that shit off before you get in the cage. So, but yeah, the
Yeah.
toe tape controversial thing that happened. So, and
Yeah,
then did you guys?
you know,
Go ahead, Rob.
with the whole tape thing, I mean, that's something that I think it should be allowed. If fighters can go in there with knee sleeves, I mean, then why can't John tape his toes? I mean, it's not like it's a weapon. I mean, it could be, but he's doing it so he doesn't break his toe again. So it's not like, you know,
Yeah.
it's just for precautions for him not to snap his toe off.
Yeah, it's crazy that that's such a lingering injury. Because remember, it was a fight with Chael Sonnen, right? His bone was
Mm-hmm.
popped out. He didn't even know until he looked down. So yeah,
Yep.
that was at least 7 years ago. You know what I mean? It's still a lingering injury. So
Yeah.
but
Well,
your guys'
it's
thoughts
hard. It's hard for that. It's hard for the toes to and then the bones to heal itself if you continue to train. You got to let the bones heal because there's no way to cast it. You just can't cast.
And the level
Oh,
that he's training at with the guys he is, that's gonna risk it just about every time he shoots for a takedown, you know. So
yeah.
but my next thing is Rudy, 1 million pay-per-view buys. Did one UFC 285 really do 1 million pay-per-view buys?
I don't know.
Apparently it did,
Well,
right, Rob?
apparently it did. Apparently it Al Baziz or whatever you want to call his name, he said that it had 1 million pay-per-view buys.
And we got to believe
And that
everything he says.
right, and the UFC made 12.6 million or something like that on that event.
Yeah, it was one of the higher gates. Yep.
So I mean,
But
you know what though, it's money well spent. It was a very good event. You bought it on pay-per-view, good on you. If you were there live, that's freaking amazing that you were there. This card it did deliver. It did not disappoint. And yeah, man, I mean, from the first fight on the prelims to the main event, it was just an amazing, amazing event. And me personally, I'm going to give it a 10 just because Alexa Grasso, John Jones won.
Yeah, that Grasso
man,
win was amazing, bro.
Oh, dude.
And I wasn't going for it.
Yeah.
I was so happy, man. I was jumping. It was just awesome.
The best thing about Grasso becoming the champion is there's
Was
fresh
that we didn't have to see
matchups.
Valentina do that fucking weird
Yeah.
dance?
Yeah, correct.
Oh my god.
But it's fresh matchups for that flyweight division, and I'm excited about that because I don't know if Aaron Blanchfield gets the call next or Grasso waits and they try to. He's probably gonna have to beat Shevchenko twice, in my opinion. Those are the rules. We all know that's the case, and Shevchenko will sell the fight and generate more money more than Aaron Blanchfield will. So that's the way it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's just no way Dana White's not gonna let Shevchenko try to get that belt again. So, but you know what? It's just awesome to see and to say that there's 3 Mexican champs in the UFC. It's just, you know, it's amazing, and hopefully we get that 4th one with Aldana. That would be amazing to have
Yeah.
Two male champs and two female champs, all four Mexicans. That's what like you always say, David, what a time to live.
Yeah. No, Volkanovski in a serape and a sombrero by
Oh
September.
yeah.
Uh, but
do
but
it
to
do
close
it on
out
the
this,
do it on the Cinco de Mayo weekend, bro.
hey, that's money right there. That is money. Symbols
Put
all.
all three champs as the main co-main and the featured fight. Three titles on the line. Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Oh man, that's. I mean, where do you hold that
And
fight
in
at? They don't.
Mexico.
Yeah, they got to figure out a venue to get that shit popping right now. Start planning
San
it right now.
Antonio. Do it in
Yeah.
Houston. It's close to
Oh yeah,
Mexico.
that it would do the job. Houston would do it. I was there in Houston when well he had just lost the belt, Moreno. But I mean,
Hmm.
if you would have seen the line of people, it was at a liquor store. It was at a liquor store, Rob. I forget where the area of town. You probably know it more than me, but just at a liquor store, and Brandon Moreno was signing bottles of Powderhead, and he had more people outside than like Hollywood celebrities. You know what I mean? Would have had or anybody name anyone. Jake Paul. And I don't care who it is, but Moreno's a star. Alexa Grasso's a star. And man, Yair Rodriguez, I do want to see him fight Alex Volkanovski. I really want to see that fight.
That would be an amazing fight. If they could put all three in one card
Yeah.
in Houston.
Yeah, you're right. Houston, San Antonio would do it though for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But my question to you, Rudy Lara, before we close the topic on UFC 285, call it right now. Bo Nickel, will he be the GOAT? Or is he gonna get snuffed out?
I don't know, man.
He's calling big names out. He's using the mic. You know, he wants the belt. He wants everything. So
He's
I don't know.
dominant, bro. But I mean, guys like that, they tend to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Um, I haven't really seen what he can do on his feet. So until I see that, I'm not gonna call him the GOAT or even consider it, bro.
Yeah.
Is he good? Yeah, hell yeah, he's good. But there's a lot of good
Yeah.
guys in the UFC. I think when put him up against somebody who has competent, ground skills and good on their feet, dude, they're gonna fuck him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys out there that could. I don't know, man. I think Jamie Pickett was just in awe, man, and
Yeah.
he let the hype get to him. You know what I'm saying? He really did.
Yeah. This card too overall, the way I want to view it as is just for the UFC through all their best stars, like international stars. You got Duplessis from South Africa, Alexa Grasso from Mexico. Like they threw all their best people out there. Like this fight night we're going to talk about in a bit. It's a decent fight night, but we haven't had very many great fight night cards. But the UFC really was like UFC 285. We got to showcase our top talent, our up and coming guys, the Ian Garys, Duplessis. Grasso shocked the world, and had Johnny Bones become the heavyweight champion. Like it couldn't have worked out better.
Mm-hmm. What's that beeping noise?
I don't know.
Are you? Are you?
It sounds like his cuckoo clock. Cuckoo.
It's probably David Rodriguez's headphones dying.
Yeah, no, it was my headphones. Yeah, it's all
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yeah. But
Right
that's
on.
good. Closing up to 285.
Yes, amazing event, amazing fights. Couldn't ask for anything better. My wish came true for Alexa winning the champ, or winning the champ, winning the belt to become the champ. That's what I meant to say. And yeah, it's awesome to see finally John Jones stepping in there. And, a lot of the stars were out there in the crowd. A lot of ex-champs, future champs were in there too. So yeah, awesome fight, awesome event. Next up, we got our Outside the Cage news. Rudy, cue up the music, bro.
Outside the Cage News.
Who the hell is he fighting, man? Like, Tim Means, right? Tell me it's Tim Means.
Either Tim Means, I mean, he did call out Stylebender.
Oh, we know that ain't happening. Come on, Nick. We know
He even
Nick
called
Diaz.
out Pereira, bro. He called out Pereira, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
I think
he
he's
don't give
fighting
a
his
fuck.
diet, bro.
Yeah,
He's fighting his scale.
yeah.
He's like, I don't
No.
want to fight John Jones, but other guys like Pereira, Stylebender, give me those guys. I'm like, what the fuck are you smoking?
Yeah, well, he smokes the good. So, but if you think he's fighting Pereira or Adesanya, he's out of his mind. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, he needs to have a good camp. He's back in training. I heard he's in great shape. You know what I mean? So he's in fight shape, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fight is going to be. It's in the UFC. Like, unfortunately, Nick doesn't have the options as Nate does, where Nate could pretty much fight anybody from Mayweather to Jake Paul to come back and fight Michael Chandler, McGregor, whatever's going on with them too. But yeah, Nick's over a barrel, as they would say, with the UFC. He's probably got some ironclad contract, and he's going to try to fight it out. Maybe it's just one more bout or two, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get those fights in there and get away from the UFC, right? Like, that's not the biggest kiss of death these days. But yeah, Nick Diaz is a guy where we may see him fight 2 more times, right? More than 2? What do you think, Rob? Right? I mean,
Probably 2 more times. We'll probably see him fight 2 more times, and then he'll retire again, and then come back in a couple of years.
like, how would a fight? Imagine, just throw it out there. Just imagine if they said Sean Strickland and Nick Diaz is official for UFC 290.
Oh my God, bro.
Hey, hey,
It could happen, but I
I'm
mean,
throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there to the
Sean
world.
Strickland.
Hey, Rudy, I know you love that fight.
Bro, I've been interested in Sean Strickland's, calling out on Twitter, man, recently. He's been talking shit, a lot of shit to Mike Jackson.
Yeah.
Him and Jake Shields, they want to sign they want Mike Jackson to sign a contract so they can go fight on like a mutual combat in Texas somewhere. They'll live film it out in the woods.
Fuck yeah,
Him and
dude.
Jake Shields against Mike Jackson and whoever else he picks.
Oh man, they ain't making it out alive. No way.
Yeah, I know, man. But
No.
I would love to see that, bro. Fucking Sean Strickland is one of the funniest guys to follow on Twitter, bro. Hilarious.
Dude.
No, that would be one of the funniest media conferences in the history of the UFC that they haven't thought about it yet. So now it's official right here.
I want to see Sean Strickland, call an event, bro, with Joe Rogan or Daniel Cormier. Be one of the commentators at a UFC event. It'd be the most offensive event ever.
Bro, do you know how many people would get so offended with Sean Strickland if he was commentating a fight? Do you get the LGBTQ trying to riot into the event? They could be called a racist.
Death threats from everyone you could think of and their mom and grandma.
See, the problem
Exactly,
is with everybody,
bro.
they're a bunch of pussies. They're soft. That's how I talk now. I talk like Dan Severn or something.
That's really good. That's good. Really, I like that.
That's actually really good. It is, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? At a press conference, though, Sean Strickland doesn't like press conferences. He even says so himself. He doesn't like doing that shit. He doesn't like doing the media stuff. But if he has to, he'll go in there and talk shit.
Yeah, but he at least makes it fun. Like, I don't know if you guys seen the.
That's true. He does make it fun.
Yeah, because like the UFC press conference or the media shit they did last week, like that's not a media press conference. Like that's not media. It's just a bunch of fans lining up to a mic, and like anybody can do that. So if they really want to call it they could change the name of it. They could make it like the UFC fan conference and have whoever the fuck that has a Twitter following or whatever, just go on there and talk shit. And it might be entertaining. It might be shitty. It might be cringy. But yeah, if it's a media conference, yeah, media is media. Because like the boxing, what was it yesterday, Rob? That was kind of weird. Like I don't know, the audio was fucked up, and the Ryan Garcia Davis I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I don't
Dude,
know.
I can't wait for that fight, man.
Oh, that's gonna be.
I cannot. That's gonna be a good fucking fight. Yes.
Well,
Man, Ryan Garcia is going to put some smoke into this fool.
yeah, I like it. I like the fight. It's just the boxing, like I said, the way they do their pressers compared to the UFC. Like UFC might consider changing the name or doing like a double up or something where there's a fan portion of it, and then there's actual media where people are asking real questions, like the schmo or whoever. Like it's not the same. It hasn't been the same since
Yeah.
Ariel and the Thomas have got banned. So it's all good.
Yeah.
But
We haven't
speaking of
seen as
boxing,
much
though,
of we haven't seen much of John Morgan at these events.
yeah, no, I think he's there. He's there. He's the first 5 questions is John Morgan. He's got probably a
Okay.
contract with something.
For some reason, I just haven't. Ever
Yeah.
since he left the MMA Junkie, I haven't really heard much on him.
But we need people that actually can read and write, asking questions at press conferences. But that's for another topic for another day.
That's for the paid
Those are
the paid version of our podcast for that
Yeah.
portion right there, David. Because we know what
that's the thing.
I know who you're talking about.
That's the sitting ringside midnight hours. I'm gonna start making a show.
Sitting ringside after hours.
We'll do like 5 different shows every week just to fucking do it, you know. But no, transition. Keeping the topic on boxing, you got to talk about Floyd Mayweather and talk about Jake Paul. How many times we mentioned them guys on the show? Apparently, they had a confrontation at a Miami Heat game, and Mayweather's entourage, or whatever you call them, they just made the call. Oh, let's touch him up, or let's get on him. And what does Jake Paul do? He fucking runs scared. Yeah.
Runs
That's
like a
boxing
little.
for you. That's the new boxing trash talk or whatever the fuck you want to call that fiasco. But yeah, Rudy, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it, man.
Oh
Damn
man,
shame what they did to my boy.
yeah. Hey, it could have been worse, right? I mean, I don't know. Jake ran scared.
He could have been jumped.
He could have had to fight Tommy Fury.
Yeah, or Mayweather could have just jumped him at a steakhouse, you know what I mean, or something like that. Like that's
beat his ass from behind.
Yeah,
break his jaw, and lose some teeth in.
Damn, bro.
But that happened. I want to mention too another thing that was pretty hilarious that came out of nowhere, but it has to do with like the class action lawsuit against the UFC because apparently the UFC stated or they released their 4th quarter earnings, and apparently 2022 is like their most profitable year. They're paying a lot of low for fighters, not a lot of big cards, not a lot of big names. But a guy who's involved in like that whole that case is Mark Hunt, and he's talking shit about Dana, talking shit about John Jones, the steroid usage, saying this is the guy that you're praising, this is your champion. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like that whole class action lawsuit deal. I think Emmett, Emmett's got something cooking about that. It'll be at fightbookmma.com. But that's something to look at, like going forward, where that's going to be a big deal. It could be, I don't know, Dana White's kind of transition to the slap series deal. We know that, but that shit, the walls might come crumbling down a bit for the UFC with that case. You know what I mean, right?
Nah.
I mean, it can. Now, how far is it going to go?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, the UFC has a lot of money. And they can hire the best lawyers out there. They can settle outside of court. I mean, like I said, they have a lot of money. Now, why don't they pay their fighters a lot of money? That's
still, we don't know what that's about. Still,
we don't know what it's about. It's crazy to see. Just in that one event, they made $12.6 million, and they couldn't pay their fighters more than what they're making. A lot of fighters don't get the pay-per-view buy percentages or percentages of gate money. That's the top tier guys, and even then they don't get that much. It's like what 3 or 7% compared to like the NFL, they get 50%.
It's like 11%, and then unless you're guys like Kevin Holland, the McGregors, the obvious big name influencer fighters. I know Eugene Robinson, my boy, is always referring to influencer fighters and fighters. There's a certain category where they split, but you got to have lucrative sponsorships and paid sponsors where it's outside the cage. Or sometimes guys within the UFC where They do the Toyo tires. They do whatever. It's Monster. They get a cut from fucking Prime. Prime's a perfect example. But the way the UFC is structured now, yeah, the fighters get 11 to 14%, and you get what you get. Even Bo Nickel got a bigger fight purse than Jalen Turner, and Jalen Turner's been in the UFC for about 5 years now, right? 4 or 5 years. So,
Yeah.
oh man, yeah, that's the era that we're in, and unfortunately, the UFC wins and everybody loses, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it, but yeah,
But I mean, if you look at it too, a lot of these fighters, they're fighting out their contracts so they can fight for Bellator, fight
yeah,
for the PFL, fight for Brave, or they get into bare knuckle fighting. Because obviously, I mean, look what happened with Luke Rockhold. He even said he got offered that he couldn't refuse. There was an offer he couldn't refuse. So that tells you right there that he's probably going to be making more money in this fight against Mike Perry than
yeah,
what he made in the UFC. You
yeah, and
know?
even Bellator too. Scott Coker heard his pre-fight scrum today that Ngannou is actually in negotiations with them. Like he said, it's a 50-50 deal, and we know if he's involved with Bellator, he's not going to be specifically tied down to be competing in a Bellator cage.
Mhm.
Scott is always allowing his guys to go compete in Ryzen. They have a good partnership with them. They can
Yep.
go in box, whenever. So that's why Nate Diaz is another guy that's out there that could probably find that, he's cool with Coker. I mean, that's the NorCal boys right there. So I can easily see Nate Diaz fighting in Bellator, as crazy as that sounds, in 2023. Also going in boxing, also fighting in his own organization, and just doing the most, man, making the most money he can. Because, yeah, that's why the fucking heavyweight GOAT, Francis Ngannou, worth mentioning. Ngannou was not mentioned once at all in the
Bring him to
pre-fight lead
Bellator,
up.
bro. Bellator and have him fight Paul Daly again.
Yeah. Well, hey,
I mean,
Bellator, the Ray Borg, and he's got the fight booked, right? It's official,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, that's a
it's
legit fight.
official. That is going to be a scrap right there, man. As soon as I saw that announcement, man, I reached out to Ray and I was like, bro, I need a statement for the article, and bam, gives it to me. So
Yeah,
it's yeah, man, that's gonna be a badass fight. Um, yeah, I mean, like what you're saying with Ngannou, I think with him having talks with Coker, Coker's gonna take care of him. Um, he's going to get a contract that's going to be probably better than what the UFC is giving him because Bellator's got the backing. They
yeah,
have Viacom. I mean, it's
yeah. The
it's
UFC,
just
I mean, and then they're in a place too right now, the UFC, where like, man, Dana White probably still could offer. I mean, Ngannou's asked for a lot of things the UFC didn't want to give him. So if they go to renegotiation now, he's either going to be locked into the UFC, and they eventually do book the Jones fight, which I think
No,
Dana White said it's never going to happen.
Dana White said that ship has sailed, bro, and that Ngannou will never fight
Yeah.
in the UFC again.
Yep.
and then like how you were saying, David, not once was Ngannou mentioned on this last pay-per-view. Not once. I mean, how disrespectful is that? Not mentioning you know,
That's
the
that's Dana
top
White for you.
heavyweight champion there for the organization and not mentioning him at all, not even showcasing any of his fights and why the fight with John Jones and Gane happened and why they were fighting for the belt. They never
Yeah.
mentioned because Ngannou, relinquished the title or
Well, they
you know
have
they,
no
they
they have no they don't they have no need to.
yeah, but
Kind of,
to me, I feel like they should just a little bit, just for the fact that they are fighting for the vacant heavyweight title. I mean, at least mention why it got vacant. We
yeah.
all know why, but I don't know. It just to me just felt like it was a little bit of a disrespect.
Kind of reminds me of the
Ngannou,
Macho Man. Oh, say, go ahead,
Ngannou
Rudy.
was never really that impressive to me, man.
Well, with one title defense, I mean, he had to face the GOAT. They pushed for that fight. They waited 3 years, man. They need not forget John Jones was out for 3 full years. He was suspended, twice for like 2 years plus. We actually haven't
Yeah.
even seen Jones for 5, 6 years of his prime, and the guy's still the GOAT with like 16 title defenses, right? So had he not been suspended, we don't know what happened. He could be at 27 title defenses. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
he's still the GOAT. I like where you're
Yeah.
at. Head, yeah, Jones, man. Stipe fight was booked. I want to talk about a few fight bookings.
Yep.
Because I know there was rumors of that Tony or what is the fight? No, Davidson Figueiredo called out Dominic Cruz. Now that's a fight I want to see at 135, of course.
Dude, if that fight gets booked,
Yeah,
bro,
that's a
gonna be
UFC 290. Yeah, because UFC 290 is where I'm at, and I heard that the UFC re-signed a few guys. One of them was unfortunate. I don't know. Kevin Lee he's back in the UFC,
Yeah,
and they want to rerun it with Tony Ferguson. Man,
why? Why? Why
don't
have
know.
they what is the significance of this fight? Like, is it just a filler fight? I mean, why is I don't get
They
it.
could do. I wonder how well they could do a Cruz versus Garbrandt again. What that would be like if they put it. It'd be a main card fight, of course, but I don't know if Dominic Cruz would want to take that bout at this point.
Yeah. Well, Ross did put an article out there that Davison Figueredo did call out Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, of course, Ross Marquez. Shout out to our boy.
Yeah,
Sure.
so he wants to fight the legend in the division, in his division debut. So if that fight gets booked, that's still going to be an amazing fight.
Yeah, I like that matchup. I really do because that's a Figueiredo at a different weight class. Maybe he can become one of the two division champions, and starting out that journey to become a champ in that class, fighting Dominic Cruz, kind of chisels you into just the title fight. I mean, we know Aljo and Mystic Cringe are going to have their date pretty soon here, and we got a big time bantamweight fight happening this Saturday too as well, which we'll get to. But other outside the cage news, Rob, topics I want to hit about. I know, Rudy, I want to give you full credit. Rudy Lara, because Dana White is thrilled with the media about the criticism, about the slap series, and he gives the media full credit now for making it what it is, which is he believes it's like the next biggest thing. And you know more about that slap series than we do, Rob.
Yeah, bro. Despite what people want to say, even the haters tuning in, and they're going to tune in, even though the event is free. I think even more people are going to tune in now on Rumble on Saturday night. It's right after UFC Fight Night, Jan versus Dvalishvili, so it's gonna be fun, man. And then next week we have the number 2 ranked power slap fighter of the world, Azael Rodriguez, joining us.
Right.
Hopefully he wins the title, and if he does, and we're gonna be talking to the champ.
Yeah, win or
The
lose,
inaugural champ.
it's gonna be a badass interview. Right after his title run. So yeah, win or lose, it's gonna be badass to have him on the show.
It's fun, dude. Just seeing all the haters, man. And that's, like I said, that's one of the reasons that got me to be such a power slap fan, was seeing how many people just troll it. If I see
And you know what's
if I see that many haters, dude, I'm gonna be an instant fan.
And you know what, though, Rudy? Like I said, you've been our guy on this podcast. We talk about as much as we can. Mostly UFC. That's what everybody watches. But Fight Book MMA, we cover everything combat sports. Rudy, you've been our guy for the slap series. The slap recap will not stop. And I know you guys know that they extended it for 2 more seasons, right?
Yep.
And it will be at Fight Island. So even the haters could keep hating. Azael is defending the belt at Fight Island. Who would have thought? Here we are, 2023.
Who would have thought that we're the podcast that's been praising slap series?
Hey, well,
hey, man,
they got to be found in
numbers
March.
don't lie, bro. The numbers don't lie, and I think that's just the sponsors. The numbers that they get for their sponsors is just phenomenal, bro. On TikTok and social media, and that's really what's driving the sport at this point.
You know what? And Dana White needs to know that we have been, mostly Rudy, has been supporting Power Slap since the beginning.
Yeah,
and we've been recapping.
And my support isn't biased. You know what I mean? Because I've said from the get-go I wasn't a fan. I I thought it was fucking stupid. And then I found myself watching it every damn Wednesday night because it was fun. And
And
it was
being our guy to recap the
yeah,
event
and
on Thursday
it was
night.
well produced. You know, it is what it is, bro. I mean, it's just it was fun to watch. And I'm excited to watch the pay per view. It's gonna be fun, dude. It's gonna be a great way to spend my Saturday night.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, because the slap series. What is the? There was another article I read too that I forget his name, but he's an NSAC commissioner. He sanctions the fights, and he says that he's not happy about it. Of him making the mistake for sanctioning slap series. You know, so yeah. But hey, they ain't going nowhere. 2 more seasons. The pens to paper. The money's been printed. Well, mostly Dana White and Sean Shelby, and they're boatloads of money pumping into this shit. But yeah, they gained a viewer in Mark. He said right
Yeah.
last week.
I'm telling you,
And they
bro.
might
If you just watch, the vast majority of the people that are hating on it have never seen it. They've never seen one episode, and those type of haters are casuals, bro. In the sense of the world, they're casuals. You know, all the way around, bro. They're casuals when it comes to anything.
Mhm.
They're just miserable, hateful people that want to hate on anything that people find joy in. You know, I don't like people like
And,
that.
and they're the
well, it's
ones that are
basically
sitting on the couch with their big old gut.
Yeah, fuck them.
Well, it's basically the new era MMA fans that were trying to take shots at Johnny Bones, and it's like, well, Johnny Bones is in a new chapter now of his career, and he manufactures run through fucking Blades and Sergey and whoever the hell they throw at him and just walk off. And the 30 for 30, John Jones, in about 10 years, will be the best one they've ever done.
Yeah.
Yep. As long as he doesn't fuck up, but just throw that out there. But it's all good. We love you, John Jones. So.
Yeah, I don't think he will, bro. I think he's like I said, man. We said at the start of the show, the dude has his head on straight, and it's good to see him like that.
Yep. Yep.
But you guys, yeah, do you guys, Rob? Do you want to hit on the Bellator fights? I know we got Benson Henderson against Nurmagomedov. That's a pretty high profile fight. It's probably the more I'm not saying meaningful, just title fight of the weekend, right, for MMA. And Bellator's back.
I mean,
You know what I mean? So
we have Bellator, we have LFA, and obviously we have the Challenger Series for PFL. Um, Henderson, you know, this guy's just been active in Bellator, and now he's got the title shot. So good on him, you know, coming in to fight for the belt.
he plans to retire too, right? After this fight, it's his last fight. That's why I'm interested, just because Benson has been Benson for all these years. I mean, if you're a modern day casual, you don't remember the toothpick fights with Frankie Edgar and the controversy, the decisions that he won. That, you know, just yeah, man, Benson's a staple of MMA, man. Like in the UFC, like now that he's in Bellator, they're giving him the opportunity to fight for the belt on his way out. That's kind of rare, you know.
Yeah, you know, that to me is kind of weird that you know, they're giving him this title shot. He's going to win for the belt, and if he wins, he's going to retire. I mean,
Usman Nurmagomedov is an absolute killer, one of the best 55ers in the world, you know.
yeah, that's good. It's going to be a tough fight, man. It's going to be a really tough fight for Benson. But if he pulls it off, good on him. I think I have a feeling that he's retiring because his wife got a contract with Bellator. So I think that's, you know, he's going to focus a lot on that. But it's still going to be a good fight.
Do you really? You'll be watching Bellator? I know you know our boy Josh Hill is fighting Cass Bell. Fortunately, Cass Bell missed weight by 10 pounds, but the fight's still on. Josh joined us a couple weeks ago.
I'm not watching the event just because of that. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, but Michael Venom Page is buried on the. Or no, he's actually main card. The MVP. We hadn't heard from him in a while. He's fighting Gochi Yamauchi, Linton Vassell, former UFC guy.
Our boy Linton Vassell, huge supporter of Fight Book MMA. Yeah, he's the feature fight on the main card. fighting Moldavsky. Woo. Litton
calling
looks jacked, man. If you haven't seen
He's always been
Litton's
jacked.
speed, he looks like more jacked.
Yeah. He's always been jacked. Very, very in shape athlete as far as oh no, man, because Vassal doesn't have a shabby record. I mean, 23-8, you can't knock that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then we have
Go ahead.
our boy Eric Goyito Perez
That's
fighting.
right. Yeah.
He's going to be fighting. He's going to fight Enrique Barzola, but I'm going for our boy Perez, man. Me and you, Rudy, we've been following Goyito for the longest time.
Yeah, bro. We followed him for a long time, bro. I trained
Yep.
him down at a gym where the
Yep.
lead coach from Valley Flow Striking
Yep.
train him, bro. Cinco MMA. Cool
Yep.
dude, man.
He is very nice guy. So yeah.
Oh, it's Mike Valle, right, Rudy? That's the guy.
Mike Valle, bro.
Yep, that's him. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's Jair Rodriguez's former coach. I don't know if they still work together, but yeah.
They still work
He's
together.
he's always been tied with the Mexican, and that's where you get the Mexican toughness, right, Rob? Like we talked about Alexis
Hell
Grasso,
yeah, man.
They got the Mexican hands, but the Mexicans, they've been running the shit with the jiu-jitsu, with the, you know what I mean? Like, hey, it's a game changer, right? Yeah.
You know what,
Hell yeah.
man? Any Mexican out there that's fighting, they're going to be bringing it. I mean, it's in our blood, it's in our heart. It's our toughness to not give up until we get knocked out or choked out.
Yeah, because you got the Moreno. Well, he got the doctor stoppage, but he's known for being a deadly submission guy. Grasso gets a submission. Yair gets the triangle on his back. So it's pretty impressive, man. So, yeah. And then you bring everything else that all those fighters have skill set-wise.
Yeah, man.
The takeover. So.
The takeover.
It's no longer Dagestan. It's Mexico, baby.
It's Mexico. Mexico.
But we do have UFC Fight Night. It's actually going to be with the crowd. I think the UFC kind of got the memo that a fight of this magnitude of Marab and Piran, there needs to be a fucking crowd, right? So I'm glad there's going to be a crowd at this fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's
instead of the Apex, like who was it? Who's the fighter that said it best? There's a fighter that said, I didn't train all my life or for 10 years to fight at the Apex. Like that's the best thing that I've heard from any fighter in any post interview, whatever. Because that's the damn truth, man. Like, yeah, this fight for sure, but plenty of these other athletes, like the Apex. Come on now, even if it's a crowd of 2,000, let's get these fighters in front of the crowd. Come on.
Yeah. Well, they're fighting at the theater at the Virgin Hotels.
That's right. Yeah. So hopefully, I think
so obviously they're going to have a crowd.
It's going to be at the Apex, isn't it?
Yeah. So Power Slap, I believe, is at the Apex, and then this one for sure it's going to be at the Virgin Hotels in the theaters. So
see, you can thank Power Slap folks for having their event. That's why they're not having it at the Apex.
But then again, the Power Slap, they need no worries. They're doing shows in bigger venues, no doubt about it. Like, haters going to hate, like you said, Rudy. But, yeah, so they got to shift things around. And I'm pretty sure this casino is owned by Fertitta. So that's why it's happening there.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the fight poster. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know. It's okay, man. I don't hate it.
They probably did a mistake and somebody put this poster through the shredder and they're like, no, that's supposed to be the poster. Oh, look, that actually looks really good. Let's go ahead and put it in a background, in a cardboard background, and super glue them together. There you go. There's your fight poster.
Like it would have been decent had it not been put through the shredder. It looks pretty cool without it. You know what I mean? But then they put that stupid effect and kind of fucked it up. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it I think I'm gonna give it a 3.
I'm giving it a 2.
Well, they had I wonder if they just had like an emergency backup poster, and that's like you said, Rob. They're like, all right, we might have to shred this. And then they pulled it back out, and they just like threw it on a piece of red paper or whatever, and that's how this came about. We'll never know.
Yeah, probably one of the 5-year-olds of the kids from one of the people that make the posters. They're like, let me play with
Yeah.
this. Put it in there and glue and put, Elmo's glue and, oh, that's a good fight poster. Let's just keep it this way.
I think if Mark was here, he would love it just because it's red.
Oh, yeah.
I would
and
love
it's
to ask
shredded.
the fighters if they have any input on these posters, because if they do,
yeah. Remember we talked to Steve Garcia, and he was saying that he said he was calling it just like he's seen it. So we've had because there's been a few
Steve
guys.
Steve Garcia did talk about it a little bit on the fight poster.
He said it was shit, or one of them. He said one of them was terrible. And it's like, hey, it is what it is. Like, you're just asking, like, hey.
I mean, that's a huge staple of our show is these fight posters. We've always been talking shit about them. There's been a few far between where we say, yes, this poster is badass. But 99.9.
This one would have been really badass, honestly, had they not put it through the shredder.
Exactly.
It looked cool,
exactly.
bro. Like the picture, it looks phenomenal, dude. That's a badass face-off in the black and white, super high HD resolution, and then they put it through the fucking shredder.
But yeah,
99.9% of the time we love a poster, right?
Sometimes. But then again, we do have a pretty deep card. It's fucking 14 fights. Like you said, Rob, taking place at the Theater at Virgin Hotels. ESPN Plus is the broadcast. So you better be tuned in early, because last week kind of threw me off guard. Those fights started at 3:00 here in New Mexico. And
I thought it was supposed to start at 4. Yeah, and then I get a notification. I was like, "What the fuck? It's already started?"
Yeah, and I missed the first fight. Yeah, but when I missed the first 2 fights, I feel like not a real fight fan, So that's the thing. Can't be doing that. Nobody can be doing that. So listening to this show.
No, this one starts at 2 p.m., folks. 2 p.m. Central Time. So that's 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, and 12 p.m. Pacific.
So you better be ready on Saturday. By the time you get up, do your shit around the house, whatever you got to do, go put gas.
Yeah, main card starts at 5, so I'm thinking this event's going to be done by 7 o'clock, and then Power Slap comes on.
Just in time for the Power Slap, of course.
Yep. Well,
who thought of that at that time?
Dana White. I mean, come on. Well, I'll be at Fight World MMA covering that event and probably streaming the last part of the UFC because I'm a real fight fan.
If you don't, Rob, Rudy, cue it up.
You're not a real fight fan, bro. Not a real fight fan.
Let's just talk about the main card, and then we'll do a quick picks on the prelims because this is a very stacked card. So let's work our way down.
Yeah, no, I can honestly say the first fight on the main card, I don't know who the hell these guys are, but they'd better deliver some action. Some 205 unknown. Victor Petrino against Anton Trugalij. Yeah. Way out there in the realm of relevancy, I hate to say, but Victor Petrino, I guess I'm going to flip a coin, right, Rudy?
What are the fight odds on this one, Rudy?
Fight odds on the Petrino, they're real close, bro. Vitor Petrino minus 115. Anton Trugalij minus 105. Yeah, bro, this is very evenly matched. But Tapology seems to have Petrino heavy betting favor, 74%. Trugalij is 26%.
Yeah, well,
interesting.
Petrino, probably the takedowns. I mean, he's super young too. What is he? 25. I'm looking at his Tapology. He has nothing but finishes on his career. He fought on the Contender Series, of course, where he's coming from, and he was supposed to fight in December. So this is his coming out party, and the guy's a killer. But then again, I don't know. It's Anton Trugalij. I don't know who he is. but I'm gonna
Oh,
pick Petrino.
he got like murdered by Jayton Almeida, dude, on his UFC debut. I remember this guy.
Okay, that's all right. So he has had a fight. Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
it's his fight is booked to deliver some action. It's the first fight on the main card, so we're all in agreement. Petrino, right? Shit.
Yep. Might as well.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
might as well.
Pleasure Man. I kind of like that name.
Oh my God. What kind of okay? That's like the weirdest nickname. And then, could you imagine putting him against Uncle Creepy?
Uncle Creepy versus the Pleasure Man. Yeah. No, Uncle Creepy still goes down in history as one of the best nicknames of all time.
Oh yeah, bro, for sure.
Yeah, for damn
Yeah.
sure. Better than anything else. You name something better than that.
Hot
Anybody.
sauce.
The
Scott
Cuban Missile Crisis.
Hot sauce.
Oh, hey, that. Yeah, no, Cuban Missile Crisis is super legit. I've always loved that. Like, who thinks of that? You know, who's just walked into a gym one day and they're the coach and they said, "Hey, you know what? You're the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's your new fucking name."
And he's not even Cuban.
And he's not Cuban, of course. See, so yeah, that's the joke.
Oh my God.
But moving on the card, the main card, men's bantamweight, Said Nurmagomedov, he's a killer. Jonathan Martinez, he is also a killer. And this fight is probably low-key the fight of the night. It's very possible this one and the next fight. I mean, yeah, because Said Nurmagomedov, I can't, well, damn, I don't know. Jonathan Martinez is tight with Eric Swan and the boys out there at Clovis Force of One. I think he's competed at Force of One before, like way back in the day. But I don't know. This is a toss up right here. Very close fight. Martinez is still a little bit on the outskirts of the top 15. What's the odds on the fight, Rudy?
The odds on this fight: Said Nurmagomedov minus 265 favorite, plus 212 underdog for John Martinez. Yeah, man. This is going to be a good fight, man. Huge test for Jonathan Martinez coming in. Four fight win streak. Both of them are actually. His last fight against Cub Swanson, he fucking smoked him. Beat Vince Morales, Cub Swanson's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, isn't that who the hell is Cub Swanson's dad? What's that guy?
It's not Vince Morales. It's Vince Pichel.
Vin Pinchel from hell.
Yeah.
That's Cub's dad.
I get those guys mixed up. Yeah, but Nurmagomedov, bro, I'm not going to bet against a guy, Nurmagomedov. I think he'll take that by decision. It might be sandwich fight of the night.
Yeah.
It'll be no, Jonathan Martinez, he nearly killed Cub Swanson. So like after that, it's kind of hard for me to pick against him, but they match him up with this killer. I don't know, man. Somebody can go out quick. Saad has
wrestler, grappler versus a striker. Grappler's always
Saad's got striking too, though. Underrated, very underrated, but his bread and butter is the Nurmagomedov, the Dagestani wrestling. But Martinez has got a great skill set, man. So I am gonna pick Jonathan Martinez by TKO.
Ooh. That's oh man.
That's a good bet, though. That's a good bet, dude.
That is, dude. If Jonathan Martinez,
more than double your money if you bet on him to win. Just that bet.
No.
That's a good call right there, man. Because like you said, Jonathan Martinez is
you get $106.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm picking Jonathan Martinez just because, he's trained out here in New Mexico, friends with Eric Swan. We're friends with Eric Swan. I mean, it's but fuck, man. Picking against a Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, I know. That's Roy's boy. Our boy. Shout out to Roy Saucedo.
Yeah, Roy Saucedo, man. Hot sauce.
That's
yes,
Jonathan.
sir.
He trained with him, and after just seeing, I mean, he's had a couple setbacks, but he's fought top tier talent at 135, and this is a big time matchup for him. And I think he goes in there and just lays it down, man. Like Nurmagomedov's a name. You make a name through Said Nurmagomedov, and yeah, I love this fight. It's probably going to be some type of crazy finish at some point. But my pick is Martinez.
Yep.
And the main card moves on with men's featherweight. Ricardo Ramos, Austin Lingo. Both these guys haven't fought in a little while, like maybe a year or so. But it's on the main card for a reason. It's an action fight. Ricardo Ramos, who's his last opponent, Rudy? Are you looking at his
his last opponent was Danny Chavez about 8 months ago.
Okay, because Austin Lingo, I'm trying to remember, because it's both they both
fought
been out
for a year and 5 months. Last fight was Luis Saldana.
They both been out for a little bit. So, oh man, lots of unknowns here. This is I'm not sure because I know Lingo had the fight with was it Yusuf Zalal is what I remember his name from. But I don't know, too many unknowns here. It's a weird matchup. I don't know why it's placed above Saad and Jonathan. No hating on Ricardo or you, Austin Lingo, but I don't know. It's out of the realm of relevant fights at 145 to be on the main card, in my opinion. But
Ricardo
I'll pick.
Ramos, bro. He's got the most knockouts by spinning elbow, I think.
Oh, that's right. He's got the wild style where he throws unorthodox stuff. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, he's excited,
this fight
bro.
made me
I'm excited to see
crazy
this fight.
Yeah, I'll pick Ramos. Yep.
Me too.
Minus
I'm picking
400
Ricardo.
favorite, dude. Plus 300 underdog for Lingo. I'm definitely putting my money on Ricardo Ramos.
Yep.
And then, of course, this card got a little bit better because this fight got canceled. They rebooked it, and it's kind of better as a main card 3-rounder than it was a main event of a fight night, in my opinion. But Ryan Spahn, Nikita Krylov, two very tough guys. Krylov had to pull out for food poisoning or what it was, but I'm glad they got him rebooked because it's very proper matchup where they are in rankings, and it's a tough call, man. Like, I mean, my initial pick was Ryan Spahn. I'm going to stick with Ryan Spahn by finish.
Mine was Krylov, and I'm going to stick with Krylov.
Same here, dude.
Yeah.
Nikita Krylov.
By decision?
By decision.
That'll be a grind. That'll be a fucking grinder if they go to a decision. Yeah. But very necessary fight at light heavyweight. Things get interesting in the light heavyweight division here pretty soon. So, but the co-main event, we got the big boys. The Alexander Volkov. It seems like it's been forever since he's been in the cage. I'm not sure when's the last time he fought.
8 months ago against Jairzinho Rosenstruck.
Oh, it was the Rosenstruck fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was in the summertime. Okay,
I thought he was gonna lose that, and he pieced him up, man. He did a good job.
Yeah, that's true. I picked against him too. That's right. Yeah. And Marcin Tybura is the only loss on Romanov's record, right? He was unbeaten, so he's coming off that one loss. So, oh man, well, it's a good fucking fight. This is like what? They're not both Russian.
Nah, I don't know, bro.
This is like
Romanov, I mean, he's not very impressive, bro. He really isn't. I mean, he fought Juan Espino, Jared Vandera, Chase Sherman. And then he lost.
Yeah,
to
everybody
Marcin
beats
Tybura.
those guys.
Like these are not like the hitters, bro. Volkov has fought the hitters and he's beat the fucking hitters. I mean, he beat one of the heaviest hitters, Jairzinho Rosenstruck, and took him out at his own game, man.
True.
He beat Marcin Tybura, the guy that beat Romanov. I'm not impressed with King Kong, dude. And just look at the fact that Volkov, he has a 5-inch reach advantage. I mean, height advantage and like a 5-inch reach advantage. And this motherfucker knows how to use it.
Yeah, he's a mountain. The guy's a mountain. Yeah, no, agreed. Very good points from you, Rudy Lara, because, Romanov, he beat the Vanderas, the Shea Shermans. Who doesn't beat those guys, that heavyweight at this point, right? Volkanov is definitely a mountain of a dude. And, man, like, I like the matchup. I mean, Romanov's only got one loss, but, I'm picking Volkov, man. Like, no, this shit doesn't see the judges for sure.
I don't think so either, man. Now, if Romanov were to win, that would get him into a legitimate talks as a contender. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he could get this feather in his cap, then people could probably take him a little more seriously. I mean, I personally don't, because I haven't really seen what he can do.
Yeah.
It's the co-main event
for Alexander.
Yeah, they're slotted at co-main event, so lots of eyes on this one, and they got to have the big boys in before the main event. Which, like I said, it's necessary that they book this where there's actually a crowd there, because it would kind of suck at the Apex. Because Peter Yan, Merab's a straight assassin, and Peter Yan, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Just what happened to him like the past couple of years, becoming the champion, the controversial fights with Aljamain Sterling. I thought he was cut and banned from like the country and UFC like 3 months ago, and then here he is in the main event. Right? Am I wrong? Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know,
you know
man.
what, man? It's a good point that you bring up. You know, he was the champ. Then he had those controversial losses, and uh, I don't know, man. Like that plays with your mind and your psyche a little. You know what I mean? And but the UFC is giving him the opportunity to main event a fight night. It's they have some good fights on here. Fighting another badass in Marab. So yeah, man, it's a very interesting matchup. It's going to be a good event or a good main event. Um, I'm going to go with Jan, man. I think Peter Yan is going to be able to defeat Marab, probably by decision. I don't think he's going to be able to submit or knock out Marab, man.
Yeah, no, it's well, Marab's. We know what Marab does. He goes in there. He has the record for most takedowns in a bantamweight fight.
Yeah.
He's going to go for those. And Peter Yan that's kind of been a problem lately. Aljo took him down, and Aljo, you know what I mean? That's Aljo taking him down. But I think Marab is another guy where they're both training partners, similar game plan. They know what Jan's going to do in there, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where his head's at. Like you said, Rob, Jan goes in there,
Yeah.
and his style is a great style. They got him to the belt. He's hard to kill, man. Like, I don't know, that fucking Sean O'Malley fight, like he went in there like that. That was a matchup where I don't know. It was very unexpected. We didn't see a Sean O'Malley going up like that. But Peter Yan, I don't know, man. When he goes in there and he brings it, it's hard to pick against him, man. Like this might be the fight.
Mhm.
Marab might be the dog to bring it back out in him, and very necessary. Number 4 against 3. So, ooh, man. I love the Ray Longo, Sarah Longo camp. We've had Ray on the show. I will pick Marab Dvalishvili by decision, of course. It will go 5 rounds. Right, Rudy?
Yeah, man. The odds, I don't know, man. These odds are fucking weird. Peter Yan minus 265 favorite. Dvalishvili plus
Hmm.
215 underdog.
Hmm.
Dvalishvili, man, he's in his past 5 fights, he's won them all. Peter Yan in his past 5 fights, he's lost 3 of them, the past 2 in a row. And one of them is controversial, but regardless, he lost. He doesn't look like he's missed a step, but if a guy like Sean O'Malley can give him a hard enough time to stretch it out to a decision, which is a guy everybody thought he should have just steamrolled considering his wrestling and his speed.
Oh, yeah.
And that didn't happen, man. And then when you look at the fact that Marab's boy beat his ass 2 times, yeah, I'm not picking against Marab, bro. This guy's coming in with a full set of steam and just fucking he's got the momentum behind him, Peter Yan needs this win. If he doesn't, he may be facing the chopping block, man. That'll be 3 fights losses in a row. I don't think they'd cut him, but nobody wants to get a third, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, and if
Yeah,
he does up there, he'll probably have to go back to the prelims.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him on this fight, man. Marab, I don't think there's a lot of pressure on him, bro. And this dude is a fucking machine, bro. I mean, that's his nickname for a reason. He's a machine, and he's just gonna keep coming, man. Take this dude down. It's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a good fight. But I got Marab winning this, grinding out a decision win.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll talk with Marab after a win this Saturday in the coming weeks. But I think Peter Yan might be like in that contract situation where this may in fact be like his 4th fight of a 4-fight deal, and he's back. He's in the main event, and this is it. Like if he loses, he's in a bad spot negotiating with the UFC, and he may venture off to Bellator, PFL, whatever. Like that may in fact happen. But if he wins, his stock is up a little bit. Big win against Marab. Marab hasn't taken a loss in a while. But yeah, man, I can't pick Peter Yan in the fight. It's weird. Like he retired. He was banned from Ukraine or Russia. and he was done. And then all of a sudden he's back. Like, it's very strange. I don't know.
Needed money.
He
And a quick,
was on the fighter removed roster. Do you remember?
yeah, he was. He was.
Peter Young was removed from the roster, and then here he is in the main event. So
Main
that's not
event.
pyramids, and I don't know what's pyramids. Yeah.
And before we close out the show, man, quick shout out to Tony Gradley. He's going to be fighting in the prelims as well.
Yep.
It's going to be a banger of a fight. He's going to be fighting against Victor Henry. Awkward guy to be fighting, but you know, he is going to be taking him on. And our boy Tyson Nam as well. Shout outs to him. And I can't wait to see Ariana Lipsky fighting on Saturday night as well.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So had to throw in that those couple fights in there from the prelims. And
But
that's probably
wild card fight of the night: Mario Bautista, Guido Canetti. I'm gonna throw it out there. Wild card. That's gonna be the fight of the night.
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure, dude. That's gonna be a
Right.
great fucking fight.
Yeah, for sure. Guido Canetti. I don't know how many times I pick against him. He goes in there and starches somebody out, and it's
Yeah,
like
man.
fight.
He's like the oldest fighter on the UFC roster. He's 43 years old. He just beat Randy Costa, Chris Mutino. I mean, these are guys that I thought were gonna beat him, and he went in there and fucked them up.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look,
He's been
bro. He
smoking
doesn't
fools.
look like he's 43.
No,
But Mario Bautista, dude, that dude is a motherfucker, man. What he did to Benito
Yeah,
Lopez,
both these guys.
he fucked up Benito Lopez, man.
Mhm.
Ryan Kelleher, I mean, Jay Perrin. This is going to be fight of the year, dude.
I know, right? That's your wild card fight of the night, fight of the year material. So
For
keep in
real,
mind,
Yep.
bro.
better
Yeah.
watch the prelims. You better watch every single round of every second, every minute, no matter what, live, especially this UFC card, because it starts early. It leads into the slap series. Don't forget to watch LFA.
And don't forget to
Combate.
do the Fuck It Friday Challenger. You definitely
yeah.
not a real fan, folks.
Right on. Well, guys, awesome show. We had a lot to talk about tonight, and we did it. So watch me at Fight World MMA. I will be there live, reporting live. Also, we'll be doing the live results for the UFC event. I'll be doing the live results for Combate because they always do their shows very late at night. But I will have the live results on that as well. So I'm going to be pretty busy Saturday.
And the live results for UFC Fight Night and the live results for Power Slap.
Yeah, so it's a lot of live results going and happening at fightbookmma.com. Thanks for everybody that's watching and or listening. We really do appreciate your support. And to close it out the show, David, you know what to do, brother.
Yes, indeed. Another Thursday night in the books, episode 163. Back in the mix. The three amigos doing it. Lots of fights, lots of action. Better tune in. Otherwise, you know what you are.
Face, bro.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Quick shout out to Mike Swick. He beat cancer. So that's
Man.
fucking amazing that he is able to beat cancer. He is cancer free, and he is looking in fucking shape. If you don't believe me, go to the website. I posted his post, or go to his Instagram. He did a side by side from when he got diagnosed to when he is now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So shout out to Mike. All right, David. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, and fuck cancer for sure. But
Yes.
if you want all the latest combat sports news around the world, around the clock, go to fightbookmma.com. Check us out on social media, the YouTubes, the Instagram, the TikTok, Facebook. Like, subscribe, show us some love. Hit us up. For myself, Dave Rodriguez, Roberto Villa, the boss, Rudy Lara, producer at hand, and our boy Mark Ambu up north. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the fights. We out. Peace out.
Shit. Yeah, I'll be going to to Phoenix, man, in a week and a half, on the 22nd. It's just for one night, though, man. Yeah, they're flying me out there to go watch